My staff pick today is a PO8 Parabellum German Luger. First we'll look at the one here in its sort of complete form. And in the process prior to that, we'll clear this weapon. Nothing in the magazine. Pull back the toggle. Round is cleared, no chamber, nothing chambered. So this again is a classic example of a German automatic handgun that was issued to officers and non-commissioned officers in the German Imperial Army in the First World War. Will continue to be used into the Second World War as well. Here though is to show you in regard to the staff pick that led to this. This is a PO8 picked up off a battlefield in France by the Canadian soldier, veteran and author Will R. Bird. Will Bird would become the voice of the Canadian veteran of the First World War. His essays, his books on the First and Second World War would set a standard of excellence in regard to the sharing of overseas experience by thousands of young Canadian veterans, not just from Atlantic Canada, but from across the country. Will Bird was born in Amherst, Nova Scotia, enlisted in the Highland Brigade originally in the big recruitment drive in 1916, and eventually would become, through a replacement draft, a member of the 13th Battalion, Royal Canadian Highlanders, or Canadian Black Watch. Will Bird, again, in the 1920s and 30s, would make repeated trips over to the old battlefields, prowling the battlefields themselves and picking up items like this, which he did in 1936. And would then use these things to help tell of the experiences of Canadians overseas in talks, public talks in the Canadian Legions, high schools, etc. So Will Bird picked this up off the battlefield in France, fields that he had fought over during 1914-1918 Great War. So again, Will Bird donated this to the Army Museum in the 1950s when the museum first opened. So for my money, in a lot of ways, in terms of the thousands of artifacts that are in the collection, this literally takes us directly to the battlefields of France by someone who was there, and again, someone who will become the voice for a generation of Canadian veterans.